Hey everyone, welcome to episode 3. I am Chris, the real Jarth guy. This is Justin, Baggy Noodle Arms. I say this like this, but it's actually the opposite side on the screen. That's kind of awkward, right? Anyway, welcome to the show, guys. I hope you enjoyed that little bit of an elevator music song. What was it, like a minute ago or so? It was kind of interesting, but how you doing today, Justin?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. It's been a crazy week because for me, I was on vacation last week, which is fabulous because doing whatever you want is literally what I want to do every single day of my life. But, it's back to work as normal. All the meetings really queued up for me. So I've had about an hour's worth of productivity this week, and everything else has been all meetings. It's just been nuts. It's been crazy. So how about you?
Isn't that always funny? Meetings to be productive.
I know. Hey guys, we got to make sure that this project's going to go off without a hitch. So we better have a bunch of meetings before we start working.
Yeah, let's waste 30 hours talking about it.
Oh man.
So that we can spend 10 doing it this week. Right?
It's exhausting. It really is. Like today, 8 hours, 8-hour meeting. It's beginning of a new quarter, but blah, blah, blah. We don't want to talk about that. That's gross stuff.
I would have fell asleep. But yeah, my week's been pretty normal. Lots of gaming, weekends are 16 hours a day gaming, and then work days are like work, break for gaming, work, break for gaming.
Are you sure there's work involved in that?
There's a little bit of work in there. I think, hey boss, no.
I know, right. I wonder.
I'm the last person who would listen to this show.
I wonder what the after we all get back to work and people and everyone goes, well, our last month was kind of rough on productivity side. I wonder why. Or it could be the opposite, and they go, wait, our last month was the most productive month we've had because people are trying to get their work done fast so that they can do whatever they want because they're at home now. So your downtime is different. Your downtime can be gaming. Your downtime can be fun. Your downtime can be whatever you want, instead of being like, well, if I have downtime at work now, I just have to pretend.
Right. Yeah, I mean, Becky's been taking naps sometimes on her lunch and only during her allotted lunch, but still. And then, I've been, like I said, playing a game kind of, it brings you back to when you have to work being a little more like still alive, still awake, still
you're paying a little bit more attention to the work side because you're like, well, I want to get this done efficiently, so let's do that.
It's probably been worse overall just because I know a lot of people have their kids at home right now and have to homeschool almost while they're doing their work and whatever else they have to get done. Their whole family is potentially in their home with them.
Well, yeah. So my wife is normally at home pretty much all the time, but she's teaching the kids now. So in addition to their teachers doing the Zoom meetings or whatever meetings style that the school districts are doing, ours is doing Zoom. Since the Zoom is so new to them and so weird, it's not really efficient. So now she has to take on the role of teacher and actually can make sure that the work gets done and the lessons are taught. It's kind of interesting how it's changing in that aspect, Speaking of games, though. Speaking of games. So we mentioned we mentioned last week that you had not played Call of Duty Warzone as of yet.
We got to play
together. We got to play together.
That's the only time I've played still. It was me, Darth, and Luke Diamond. I'm sure most of you who are in the chat right now know who that is, but some of our listeners may not. He's a good friend of mine from real life. Helped start Twitch Crew, which is now C2, and does lots of cool things like music and games and streams and whatever. But it was us three.
That was a fun night, I have to admit.
You
and I got together. Well, you have to learn the map because map knowledge in Call of Duty is pretty intense. So, what is your overall review of the game? What do you think about it? I it's Call of Duty.
I gave you a very vague last night. 5 or 6 out of 10. It's a rough rating because I only played once. So I'm having that beginner frustration of I'm holding a gun. Like there was a few times I was holding a gun, and I'm not a big gun guy. Like I like guns, but I'm holding a gun, and I think I have like an AR, and all of a sudden I look at the bottom right, and I realize it's a shotgun because they all kind of look similar on the top, and I'm like,
there's a couple, especially in Call of Duty.
Yeah. Yeah, I would have been shooting cross map with a shotgun and being mad that I'm not doing any
You're
damage.
Like, why is this not hitting this guy?
I had 2 kills, I think, one of the games, so that felt good being a noob. But yeah, I think the biggest frustrations was just not knowing what guns I want, not understanding some of the mechanical stuff. Like, I don't understand the whole dropping with your shoot yet completely. Like being good at that, everybody beats me to the ground.
There is an interesting thing. There's a different strategy. So even if you played Blackout before, it's different now, and you have to like play with it a little bit differently than you have to in most other games where you drop in with a shoot. Most other games, it's you dive, you get as much speed as you can, you go as far as you want to, then you pop the shoot and you're done, right?
Well, PUBG, there was this perfect angle. You'd hold it at this exact angle.
Okay.
To get the most speed. Fortnite, you want to look straight down over the lowest point in the terrain because it pulls your shoot exactly X amount of feet above the terrain you're over. Mm-hmm. So you always want to be like over water. So each game has their own little ways of getting to the ground before everybody else, so you can get the first gun, which gives you a chance to potentially kill someone who didn't get a gun.
Well, and then depending on what mode that you play, because you actually spawn with at least a pistol in this game. I don't know if anyone out there has not played yet, but in this game you spawn with at least a pistol, so you can defend yourself. It's not just slaps like an old school GoldenEye or whatever. So you have a pistol, and then if you play Plunder, you actually you'd spawn in with your entire kit, so you don't have to worry about what gun that you hit the ground with. You have the one that you've configured for yourself, which is typically going to be your best one. But in this one, you have to like pop your shoot, cut it, pop it, cut it, and just keep repeating and repeating and repeating to be able to get across the whole map. But are you going to play it again?
I'll play it again. But see, even that's the other thing, right? Those kits, like, unlike a lot of like Fortnites and all those, Call of Duty, if you play a lot, you kind of have a bunch of unlocked stuff that potentially is better than what I have.
That's a fact.
So there is rewards for being a vet of the game that might, if we're in a 1v1 situation and I'm doing my best and you're just as good, you might win just because you have a better kit.
Because I played longer and I configured something. And so even in the Battle Royale where you don't spawn in with your weapons, you can still call in your preferred kit. And then you have your preferred kit and you're like, okay, now I'm golden and I could probably win the game because I created this.
Right. So that's probably my biggest complaint with the Call of Duty was just some people could have earned stuff. I'm a big fan of like Sea of Thieves, Fortnite, all those. Like you go in each game like fair. It's a fair scenario. Maybe there's some RNG, like I get a better weapon just out of luck. But the noob could have the best gun, and the guy who's really good at the game just gets unlucky and lands on the gray, whatever, pistol.
Well, speaking of RNG, in that game, an interesting fact is that so you can't, like in PUBG, you can customize the weapon. So you get your gun, and you're like, okay, I have the M4 or whatever it may be. You can add attachments onto it to make it exactly what you want as you find new attachments. But it's not like that in Call of Duty Warzone at all. It is... You get higher level stuff based on its color, rare, epic, legendary, etc. And the more legendary it is, the better attachments you get as well. And then it just is a better weapon. So you can't customize anything at all. The only customization you get is...
That's nice in some ways, though, because like I don't have to know which attachments. I don't have to spend time in my inventory necessarily.
It does make it so that you're never really in your inventory. And even in that game, there's not really an inventory screen. There's like this little teeny sub menu where you can drop a bunch of things real quickly, and then you're done.
Right, like ammo and whatever.
Yeah. You only hold 2 weapons. You have no reserves like in your pack or anything. You don't have attachments. It's just real quick. So it's
I like that part of it.
It makes sense, and it really does feel like this is what Call of Duty's version of Battle Royale should have been. But again, it's, do you like the Call of Duty formula or do you not? And if you don't like Call of Duty in general, you're just not going to like Warzone, period,
I don't know if that's true. I'm not a big Call of Duty guy. The only one I ever liked was, the everybody's favorite, Modern Warfare 2.
Which it was just remastered, and it's not released yet on PC, but...
then I wasn't like a huge player, but I played.
I'm really struggling whether or not I'm gonna get it. I'll be honest with you. Like I kind of want it because okay, so if I spend $20, I get the game plus I get a bunch of things for this game, for Warzone and all that stuff, and I'm like, it's kind of worth it, kind of. But we'll.
I like to do $1 per hour in gaming, so if I spent $20 in that game, I'm hoping to play 20 hours.
Okay, the Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 campaign, I don't believe is 20 hours. I think
But
most
does it
Call
come
of
with the
Duties.
multiplayer?
It does not.
Okay. I mean, so that doesn't have to equal that, but that's kind of like if it equals that, there's zero question in my mind that I will buy it.
That makes sense. I don't really have a dollar amount really, because there's been games where I really thought I was gonna love it, and I spent $60 on it, and I spent 2, 4, maybe 6 hours. Actually, Battlefront 2, I spent 1 single hour in that game and never played it again. One
I heard
single
they
hour.
got really good later, right?
That's what I hear, but I never went back. I don't know.
You.
I don't know. It's just one of those things. So,
Did you play anything else since the last episode?
Actually, no, I haven't. Well, I guess I did technically start a game up and just peruse around a little bit. I played some Arma 3. It was on sale for $8, and I've always been curious about Arma 3 only because it's supposed to be this massive military simulator. And I played it for about an hour, and the controls in that game are so intricate and so like you can do so many things. It was almost to the point of confusion for like just configuring your controls. There's too much. Like at a certain point, you're like, how am I supposed to know what to map this to in the beginning of the game? So I went to the typical, what they call industry standard. And I played that for a while, and it just didn't really mix with me. And so I stopped playing that game and went to a game that I was actually going to have fun in. Now I'm going to invest some time in there, but like you said, if I spent $8 on that game and don't end up playing it ever again, I guess at least it's better than that $60 that I spent on Battlefront. So there's that,
Yeah.
For sure. So we have a game to play later. We do. So
not a video game.
Not a video game, right? But we do have a game for
show game.
Yeah, it was our idea that we debuted last episode, and what we really want to do is kind of involve the chat a little bit in this one. So what we're going to do is we're going to describe our favorite or a video game. It doesn't necessarily have to be your favorite video game, but describe it poorly so that we can guess. So we will do our versions of it, and then we will try to guess in chat. Please also put your guesses out there, and we'll see if you're right over Justin over here when I do mine, and then vice versa. And also, you're more than welcome to start thinking of describing your game poorly, and we'll pick a couple out of the chat, and we will try to guess them as well. So this is our first attempt at that little podcast show game thing. I don't know, what are those called? Like
so many words for it, yeah. But yeah, so basically if you have a game, so let's say your favorite game, you want to try to describe as poorly as you can, but so somebody can guess it, put it in the chat. We'll see if we can guess your game. We're going to say ours and then see if you can guess them. And we're calling it, I don't know, radio talk show game thing.
Radio stream talk show game contestant thingy. I don't know. I'm just coming up with
somebody come up with a name for us or let us know what it's supposed to be called. I don't know.
Yeah, because I actually did an internet search for podcast games, and instead of coming up with what I thought was going to be there and like suggesting games for the host to play with their guests or the host to play together, it was like, what game?
Dragons?
Well, no, it was what game to play while you're listening to podcasts, and I was like, what? Well, couldn't it just be any game? Like, why would
game I want?
Literally anything, right? That was kind of a weird Google search result that I got, which was kind of interesting because you got a weird one earlier too, right? What did you search for? And you got like a completely political post?
Yeah, I literally searched for the name of the game that I'm about to make you all guess described poorly. I was seeing if I could find somebody else's version so that I could maybe work with it and see if, it was close to mine. I didn't find one, by the way, and I found, something about Trump, and it didn't fit the narrative. I literally typed the name of my game described poorly, and I got some political
Some
article
random political
I
thing.
just didn't care about. So, but yeah, you want to go ahead and try to describe your game, and we'll see what we can guess.
Sure. I was gonna make you go first, but since you
I can if you want.
I'm fine with that.
Okay. All right. Like I said, this is our first attempt, so bear with us. All right. So I have Elf Boy in green tunic fights orcs and other monsters with Uncle's sword and travels through time as a pink bunny to save Princess from giant pink pig man.
Okay. Okay.
I'll copy that and I'll put it in the chat for our
Yeah.
viewers.
Okay. And while you're doing that, I will read mine. So mine is, in a world ruled by dinosaurs, only one can change the fate of the human race. Trusting only intuition and guidance of a computer simulation, it's up to you to find the answers to defeat the evil corporation that is now run by an evil henchman set on releasing chaos into the world.
I'm not sure I know it. I almost feel like I could know yours because I think I know what game you'd choose for this.
Okay.
But I wouldn't have got it based on the description. So that's interesting.
Okay.
But we're gonna let that sit for a little bit.
Let's let that
So
bask.
people can
And
kinda
again,
think about it. We'll do, we'll come back to it with our answers in a little bit. I'll
Again,
give you guys some time.
viewers, just please, if you want to describe one as well, throw some guesses out there. Also, we'll read a handful of them maybe. We'll see which ones we like necessarily, and we'll go with that. So,
Perfect.
today is April 1st.
It is. I don't know if anybody knows what that means, but
April Fool's Day in America. I don't know if that's a foreign thing or not, but it's April Fool's Day for us today.
yeah, I don't know if it's international.
Yeah. I did see on Twitter that the overwhelming consensus was that most people were like, don't do April Fools today because of the state of things. And I was like, some
it's
people,
fun.
It's fun. And sometimes joking and kidding and just comedy is kind of an outlet. Were you fooled by any of these April Fool's jokes that were out there today? Did you see anything that was notable? My wife got
a lot of them, there's a lot of organizations shutting down, or I think I saw Rogue say they were going to start an Animal Crossing team.
Rogue,
and they didn't really get me, but
okay,
a few of them I was like, why would they do that? And I was like, oh yeah, it's April Fool's. It wasn't like it full got me, but it was I had to think for a second of that doesn't make any sense. Oh yeah, it's not supposed to.
Right. So my wife got me today. My wife got me today. So I'm sitting in that meeting and part of my brain is not really paying attention to anything outside that meeting, right? So I get a picture. It looks like she took a picture of the TV or took a picture of some kind of news thing, right? And it says, Ohio Governor DeWine signs executive order directing K through 12 students to repeat grade level they did this year.
Ooh.
And I was like I read it and I was like, wait, what? And I told the people in the meeting, and then everyone was like, wait a minute, is this true? And we all tried to search it for a while. And here's the little post. I mean, it looks legitimate. There's the sign language up in the corner, etc.
A little lower.
Okay,
just so I could see it.
So
there
you
we go.
could see, right? So there's the post, and it was.
It looks legit. It's a guy sitting at a podium, some flags behind him, and a news article format.
And so everyone in the meeting all of a sudden stopped meeting, and we were like, wait a minute. What about all the 12th graders that have college acceptances? And everything started to kind of deteriorate eventually. And then someone goes, wait, it's April Fool's. And I was like, ah. But it was 5 minutes worth of us going, wait a minute, this can't be true. Looking it up on the internet, trying to find all the reports and everything.
Now we know why your meeting is 8 hours long.
Right? And we were like, oh, I can't believe that. And then I finally went, wait, is this true? And she's like, no, it's not true. No. And so my boss, he's like, you know what? Send that to me. Send me that screenshot. Let me send it to my kids and see what they say. And of course, as any old man that has ever sent anything to young people, all of his kids were like, yeah, we saw that this morning, whatever, because we were, in the meeting all day. So, but it got me for a good 5 minutes where I was like, wait, what? Because,
That's funny.
The craziness of what's happening right now, it almost felt like it could have been true.
Yeah, right.
Like,
It'd be a lot of wasted time because I mean, they got what, a good half of the year at least of school already in
oh,
minimum.
I mean, 3/4 easy. I would say.
Yeah, so to repeat that whole thing, I mean, I could see like if you know the end of summer everything's good, if they had to go into school a little early maybe or something like that would make
Yeah,
sense.
like extending next year instead of
Yeah,
just repeating. I was
but
like, what? What's going on? She got me big time on that one, and it
that's funny.
I truly believe that it's a little bit because I was so mentally in the meeting that like
Yeah,
I just
yeah,
saw it
right.
and I was like, oh my god, no way. But yeah, that's the one that got me. That's really the only one that I saw though. I didn't really see many
There's
more.
some gaming events going on I know about. As Daxon in chat says, it's the first day of Bunny Day in Animal Crossing.
Oh,
There also is an event. I don't know if anyone here is familiar with Apex or if you've played Apex, Darth.
I have.
The Mozambique is one of the worst guns in the game. It's like this pistol shotgun thing. I haven't
Wait.
played in a while, so forgive me.
pistol shotgun thing. Okay.
I might be slightly off. I haven't played the game since the second week it came out, maybe something like that. But it was this joke where you can ping weapons and your character will say like this gun here, and me and all my friends used to ping it for each other like Mozambique here.
Oh,
It's so bad. Like nobody wants it and you ping it. But today they came out with a gold version of it. That's I guess like the best gun in the game for the day. It's kind of like their April Fool's event is like. The Mozambique is the best gun to have.
Oh, okay. That's funny
I
because
thought
then
that was pretty funny.
people start hearing Mozambique here, and you're like, what the heck?
It was trending on Twitter.
What?
Gold Mozambique or something like that. And
Oh, okay.
I think it was just Mozambique was trending, and I clicked it, and it was a bunch of people posting them winning the whole game with a gold Mozambique and stuff.
Okay.
So I thought that was pretty funny. I'm sure there's other events. I haven't really stepped out of my
I mean,
my world of gaming.
the weird part is that like I was in that meeting, but normally speaking, I don't know. April Fool's is like one of those days where I kind of forsake all media for the day. It always has
It's all
been.
fake, yeah.
Today was just convenient that I happened to be in a meeting, but like normal April Fool's days, I'll read a couple things in the morning and go, oh right, it's the day that I can't pay attention to anything all day. It's the worst news day of the year.
Yeah.
So I typically go that route. Well,
Last year they had that AR or visual. Do you remember who came out with that? It was I want to say it was Steam. I could be wrong though. It was this thing you put on your desk and it has 3D projections of like your map in game and stuff.
oh okay.
And I remember it coming out and my buddy being like,
This is
"Dude, did you see this? This is so cool!" And he sent it to me. He was all stoked. He thought it was really coming out, and I was like, "Dude, check the calendar." Like,
Do you
so that was a good one.
Do you remember the Google one where they were saying we're gonna have this new internet thing? All you have to do is flush this cord down your toilet, and it was gonna
No.
everyone was gonna be connected through their toilet to free internet, and it was gonna.
Don't they already have that? It's called Internet Explorer.
Oh yeah. But actually, I don't want to get into tech talk too much, but the new Internet Explorer is driven by the same exact WebKit underlayment that Chrome is. And people are saying it's...
Are you talking about Edge or Internet Explorer?
Or Edge, sorry. Which, it's the
Okay.
E, so I get confused because, well...
They both still exist.
Yeah.
Now you can have
So, now they're making Edge with the WebKit guts of Chrome, and the early reviews say it's faster than Chrome.
Oh, I might have to...
And
I actually use it for work.
you can actually
Just thought it was
install Chrome extensions into
No
it.
way.
So...
That's pretty cool.
kind of interesting. A little bit of tech talk there, but typically,
Hey, that's all right.
Typically, I absolutely 100% avoid all Microsoft browsers because the history has not been fabulous.
That's true.
Which, by the way,
I only use them at work because, like, too lazy to download anything. I just use the default.
Sure. But when you're trying to rebrand your browser, why would you pick something that starts with an E and then you have an E-like browser icon for something that's following the worst browser that had an E as its icon ever? Like,
Yeah, I don't know if they wanted you to know that they made it,
it's
but
so
it was its
weird.
new thing. Like, hey, we're finally caught up with the times. It's still us, but better.
But better.
I don't know.
But how? That's a hard sell right there. That's a hard sell.
It is. I'm not disagreeing.
Okay, Mr. Justin, what is my game?
Your game. So, like I said, I feel like I'm cheating because part of me wants to say It's Horizon Zero Dawn, just because I know you really like it.
Okay.
I wouldn't quite call those dinosaurs, though,
Okay.
but they kind of are. All right, so now I'm going to go... If I was just to listen to your story here, we have world ruled by dinosaurs that changed the fate of human race. Okay, so I was going to go with... See, I don't know a lot of dinosaur games. Like Ark Survival
Okay.
would be one. Turok, I think, had dinosaurs.
Well, yeah, Turok Dinosaur Hunter was the game.
Okay.
Yeah. We did
So,
talk about that one
Turok,
earlier today.
and we did.
Yeah.
I'm still going to go with my initial answer, but I don't know for sure because I'd never finished the game.
So it is Horizon Zero Dawn, yes. I did have a little bit of difficulty because there was one fact that I wanted to put in there really bad that was like kind of spoiler-ish. But yeah, so it's Horizon Zero Dawn, Aloy. She is the one to change the fate of the human race, and then the protagonist or the evil henchman is the Hades program that is.
See, I don't think I
running
got
it.
far enough in the game to know that,
Okay.
to understand that that's like the plot.
The evil henchman is the devil version of the section of programs that are designed to
Okay.
run everything. So, but you got it. Good job.
Woo.
Good job. No one guessed in chat. Come on, guys. So, I'm pretty sure. I feel like I know what your game is, but I almost feel like it's too easy. And
It's an easy one, kind of.
it's got to be Zelda, right? That's Link.
Yeah, but do you know which one?
Oh, do I know which one? Oh, wait, I didn't know.
I was specific here.
I didn't know.
I was specific.
Okay, so the pink
Yeah.
bunny to save Princess from a giant pig man.
There you go.
I don't know which one that is.
Let's see how versed you are in the Zelda universe.
I had a big giant gap in my Zelda life between Ocarina of Time. I played a little Majora's Mask, and then I didn't play again, and I didn't even finish Twilight Princess. We got a guess. Come on, Daxon. We have a guess in here. He says he had to look it up, but he's gonna say, and he never got
So
that
now
far.
I need to know, Jono, did you cheat? Because you do have the right answer.
Jono guessed A Link to the Past, and he got it. Daxon, was that going to be your guess as well? So I didn't even I don't remember that. Why don't I remember that part?
Super Nintendo. So every time you travel, I guess I'd call it into the past, right?
A Link to the Past, yeah.
It's more of like a alternate universe kind of, but it is you are a pink bunny.
That's amazing that I
When
can't
you travel in
remember
the past,
that.
and Ganon is this giant boar-looking pig dude. He's got the tusks and a big staff. Yeah, so
Well,
here we go.
Well done. So I didn't know we were like I could have dug deep and been
Here
like,
we go.
okay, here we go. Then I'm gonna start making you guess the actual. Obviously, Horizon Zero Dawn doesn't have a sequel quite yet. Probably next PS5.
See? So that was the actual game.
Most likely. But hey, that's very cool. So Jono, you got it. Daxon says he was going to guess that. And then Jono, you called him out for looking it up, and he says no, but he played it on Switch. Which, speaking of Switch, like that Nintendo Switch Online with all those games,
I actually haven't
Man.
downloaded any of the free games or
What?
whatever. I paid the what is it, $20 a year, $12 a year? It's cheap.
so it's for a single account, I think it's like 12 or something like that. For a family account, it's 35. I paid it just because
That's still cheap.
I was like, why not? It's $35, and like because we were planning on buying Switches for the family and stuff like that, and then we just
Right.
never ended up doing that. But $35 for everyone to have their own independent online Nintendo Switch account, that's pretty good.
Yeah, that's incredible.
And then with the Nintendo Switch, the NES library, the Super Nintendo library, that's worth it. I mean, I probably honestly, based on all the Zelda games and Mario games they give you, I would have paid for individually each of those games a lot more than that. Easy,
Potentially, yeah.
you know.
I mean, we will say, as much as I love Nintendo, their online service is not the best.
No.
I mean, there's no chat functionality without your cell phone. There's no, I mean, the friend stuff's not too bad, but
It's still like,
They've gotten a little better,
hey, I
but
want
it
to be
still
friends.
feels old.
Hey, Justin, I want to be your friends. Can you send me that stupid code?
16-digit code or whatever it is.
Why is that a thing?
Yeah.
Why can't you just be like, oh, just add baggy noodle arms? Or which, by the way, Nintendo Switch names, once you get the name, it's like, what, 8 characters or something ridiculous that you can only have? Like, it's so short.
I'm not sure.
It's so tiny.
I'm Noodles on there.
Yeah, I wanted to be the real Darth guy, of course, but I can only be like Darth guy on there, which it doesn't matter because like 70 people can be Darth guy. It's all based on that code, but it's still
Right.
like, why is it so short? We live in a modern computer world. Like, why is this?
Yeah, let's get with the times. But
why is this so tiny?
We talked about this a little earlier. You know, Nintendo doesn't need to do that, right? We'd like them to, but their games alone propel them all the time. They can stay in the industry because if they make a Pokemon, a Mario, a Zelda, an Animal Crossing, a Pikmin, like any of those games, a Super Smash Bros.
Yep.
People are gonna go buy the console.
That's
just all they have to do.
And then they will remake the game and sell it to you again. Which, by the way,
I have to stick up for them a little bit.
Okay.
So I agree with you, right? The original Zelda, for instance, has been on every console, and you could rebuy it every single time. But some of their remakes, like they just remade Link's Awakening from the Game Boy original Game Boy.
Okay.
They made it in 3D.
Oh, wait.
And it,
That's
it looks really nice. It looks like Play-Doh, kind of. But
yeah. Okay. I haven't played that one.
It's very pretty. I played it. I love it. It's a great remake. It's like you're playing you feel like if you didn't know better, you're playing a new game.
Okay.
So for all the younger kids and stuff, they can get into the same game, basically. I think all the dungeons are identical. Just, remade, just like pretty.
Super nice graphics and all that stuff, right?
Yeah, but if you know it from the past, you still have that nostalgia and like love of the game you remember. So it's that perfect blend in my mind. They didn't like take the cheap route and just make it colored or whatever. They like actually redid the assets. So that's really cool.
So are there any remakes that you want them to make? We're talking Nintendo. We're not talking like remakes for PlayStation or Xbox, but are there any Nintendo games that you're like, if they were to make this one, it would be perfect?
So make it like
remake not just re-release
from the ground up.
Like remake the entire thing and update it to current graphics and current art style.
I would love to see Link to the Past even in that, but they kind of did that with Link Between Worlds. Link Between Worlds was for 3DS, and it was a very similar. It was the same original map. The past map was just a different map.
Okay.
And they had different puzzles. So I guess I'll go with Majora's Mask.
Majora?
It's gonna be a Zelda no matter what I pick.
Now, so you would go with Majora over Majora? Is it A or O?
It's an A.
Okay. Majora's Mask. Why would you go with that over Ocarina? Ocarina of Time to me is like the best Zelda ever.
Most people would say that. I think it's Link to the Past and Ocarina are always in the top 5 of any like best 100 games ever to come out, right? Ocarina has probably the best soundtrack, most nostalgic game overall. But there's just something about Majora's Mask, and I would love to see it redone and like actually done with some of that dark atmosphere that they could actually make nice graphics in. And I personally liked the urgency of the 3 days and the having to play with time and the puzzles were a lot more unique. The masks gave you like a whole different game. You basically were playing a multiple, you weren't, but like you could play as the Deku, you could play as the Zora, you could play as the Goron.
Yeah.
And they each had their own ability set and their own like world. And I thought that was really neat. Where Ocarina, you are young Link or old Link, but they both have a sword and a shield, and it's pretty similar.
Pretty much the same thing either way, right? Now,
yeah, I also played too much of it. Ocarina.
Since we're
talking Ocarina, I've heard it said.
Since we're talking about Zelda, if you had to pick an existing engine, so it wasn't going to be like the Unreal or anything. Which engine would you pick there, Justin?
I don't know the name of the engine, but whatever they used for Breath of the Wild is obviously, it's a fantastic engine. I mean, the physics are great. It looks beautiful. I think if they were going to use that engine, I'd almost rather see Twilight Princess, but I would still be okay with Majora's Mask.
Okay.
I just feel like Twilight Princess fits that design a little more. In fact, the rumors of Breath of the Wild 2 are supposed to be much more closer to Twilight Princess with that like dark theme
Okay.
of yeah.
I could go for that because, I mean, it's supposed
Big
to be
Zelda,
kind of
obviously.
It's supposed to be kind of more gloomy, right? Like the land is taken over. Like,
Yeah.
Why is it all bright and colorful, kind of a thing?
Right.
Yeah. Any other remakes that you would love? And the reason I ask is because
you could remake every Zelda and I'd buy it.
what about Mario? Because Mario is turning 35 this year, apparently.
Darth's pretty excited about this.
And they're remaking a bunch of Mario games, and we don't know if it's going to be a whole package of like a bunch of the games together, which would be absolutely amazing. But I honestly think that Nintendo's probably going to do like they're going to release them all individually just for the more customized monetization of it in a way, and also probably making a little more scratch on there. But
are they remaking it from the ground, or are they just
No, the word is that they are remaking Mario games.
Okay.
Like, you're not just going to get Mario 64, but on the Switch. You're going to get a remade version of Mario 64. Kind of like the what was the Zelda one that you said they redid?
What did I say? I said
Link's Awakening, yeah. So they're redoing it. So I can't even imagine like a complete remake of Mario 64. That would be amazing. That's all I can say. That would be absolutely amazing. That's one of my favorite games of all time.
Mario 64 is a great game. I mean, the penguin slide's like my favorite thing ever, or just dropping the penguin off the cliff. We all did it. Don't lie to me, Chad.
Yeah, don't lie and say you didn't throw him off the cliff. Come on. We all did it because we're like, I wonder if you can. Oh, you can.
Yeah. I mean, I've told you my favorite Mario is probably Sunshine. I just thought it was really cool how you had like that jetpack that you could fly around, you could wash things. It was Mario 64 with some addition to it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be upset with a Mario 64. I would still play that.
I mean, the word is
how
that
all these will hold up, right?
The word is that they're doing a bunch of the games, so it's not just going to be like one game or this game. Like they're going to have this collection of games that they're remastering. I wonder if it'll be
Do we have a release date?
We do not. Very vague information. We know for a fact they are remaking some games, but we don't have a release. We don't have the games list. Now, there's an image on the internet that shows a bunch of different assets from different games, so you can probably, if you're a real eagle-eyed person, or
like
if you really
data
know,
mine, kinda?
Yeah, kind of data mine the image in a way. I think you could probably find out the majority of what's going on there. But you know, I didn't play every single Mario game. I just didn't.
I may have. I'm trying to think of one I missed. Oh, I didn't play Galaxy 2, Super Mario Galaxy 2.
Okay, yeah, I didn't play either of the Galaxies actually.
I didn't finish the first one, but I played it. I'm gonna take a real quick second. Welcome, Jono, obviously, Nerdy Corn Girl, Nerdy Corn Girl. I tried to say that too fast.
You'll get it.
Austin. Yeah, I can talk, right?
Hey.
And Daxon, of course. I know, some of you've been here for a little longer than just now, but figured there's some new people. I'll say hi to all you.
Yeah, thanks for hanging out with us. So this is a good segue since we kind of paused the conversation. We do plan on releasing this into podcast services.
Spotify,
Apple Podcasts,
iHeartRadio, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know how their podcasting works. So if there's a certain platform that you listen on, make sure to let us know in here so we can research how to get this on that platform. But the idea is
YouTube.
that it's a good audio listen because it's why not, right? And
yeah, you don't have to see us unless you just think we're beautiful.
Yeah.
And I know you do. But
thank you very much.
But if you're not able to watch, you're at work,
and that
you can throw some headphones in.
And we're gonna release them at episode 5. So we're at episode 3 right now. We're gonna have two more that we do, and then after episode 5, we're gonna officially release it out to all of the world.
Thursday, Friday, something like that, probably, right?
Yeah, I figured give me 2 days to edit, cut, do all that stuff, and then we'll release it over the maybe Friday morning, so people going to work Friday morning can listen, or over the weekend, however you do it. But we see Twitch and Spotify out there from Austin. Thank you very much for telling us. But if there's any other podcasting platforms that maybe we didn't mention, like Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube. Well, Twitch is already there, technically.
Does anybody use like Bandcamp or any of those for that? I have no idea.
Yeah,
I've never done this.
Let us know if there's any of the platforms that you want us to get onto, and we can we can definitely make the push onto one of them. But
For sure.
so we
Welcome Edge Undead.
welcome Edge, welcome Edge. We just talked about remakes, right? And we were talking about
did.
our favorite games and just things that we're really nostalgic about. What
Yeah.
would you say is the worst game you've ever played?
Oh gosh.
Austin's saying Fallout. Is that his worst game ever? No, he
No,
puts
he
a
has
heart.
a heart next
he
to
puts a
that.
heart next to it.
That's probably his favorite game.
He was like, "No, bad
Um,
timing, bad timing."
My worst game ever. I don't know, man. Probably like I mentioned it earlier. Maybe ET for Atari, and I know that was
Which
horribly.
You
You know,
still
people hated.
You still have? Do you have
I
it
do
sitting
own-
next to
I
you?
own-
How do you
No,
not? How do
it's
you
at
not
my
have it to
grandparents'
show?
house.
Oh, okay.
They keep wanting to give it to me, but at the time, like I already have a ton of crates of like I have every system I've ever owned still
you're like,
in like
No,
a
that
plastic bin.
that game is so bad that it might infect my other games. I'm good.
What else was really bad? I mean, to me personally, like I hated League of Legends. I don't think the
Oh,
game
okay. You're
itself is a
going-
bad game.
You're going current. Ooh, okay.
Yeah,
We got
I will do that.
We got Nerdy Corn Girl in there with Fortnite. I think
Fortnite
I think she spelled it that way. No, I'm just joking.
on purpose. Yeah. For me, so League of Legends, I want to say I don't think it's made poorly, right? Like I think it runs nice. I think it looks nice. I think it, it's got all those elements. For me personally, it's not enjoyable.
It's just not
Same
your
with, like,
style of game.
Yeah, exactly. So for me, playing that was not fun. Same with even like, this is gonna be unfair, and I'm gonna get a lot of hate for this one. Rainbow Six Siege.
Oh,
yeah,
damn. At least it doesn't give us notifications of unsubscribes. No.
But that one is one of those games. I
Dang.
guarantee you, if I took the time to learn the characters, learn the movesets, learn the maps, I would probably be in love with the game.
Okay.
I just don't have the commitment to it.
It is a first-person shooter, and you and I actually talked about. I can't remember if it was last episode or the first episode, but
It was, I think.
we have really, really similar tastes in style of games, but we don't play the same games. Oh, it was last
No.
episode because we talked about Call of Duty Warzone after that and how we wanted to play together
Yep.
and all that stuff. Yeah. So mine, I spent $60 on this game, and it's not the one that I told you earlier. I really gave this one the old college try, as I guess they say. But Monster
Division.
Hunter World.
Oh, that's up there for me.
I
That is up there for me.
couldn't, like, no matter what I tried to, I played it. I got in parties with my buddies, and I'm just like, this game sucks.
It's really weird for me because the Destiny community,
Okay.
almost as a whole, loves that game.
Really?
It is rare for me to find a Destiny player
Destiny
who
and
doesn't
Monster
like
Hunter.
Monster Hunter, and I don't know where the correlation is, if it's just the grindiness of the game or something.
That's the only
But it, like-
relationship I could put together.
All the big streamers, not all, but a good chunk of the
Sure.
Destiny streamers, like all went and played Monster Hunter and like loved it. And I am not one of them.
I can't do that. Like, the most frustrating part is literally I was just hitting the whatever button, the same button the whole time. I'm
The
just
spam button, yeah.
This is all I'm doing. This is it. And then like you're like, oh, the dinosaur or the monster,
Yeah, it's a
whatever.
dinosaur fine.
The dinosaur's almost dead. Oh, and it went underground for some random freaking what?
Or it sprinted like full blown across the map and I have to chase it.
Yeah, and then you get there and you're like, why did it regain most of its what? Why is it so 100% again? What's going on? I couldn't do it. I tried.
I've been told that's another game you have to invest and understand the
Ooh.
mechanics to like get into, but if I can't, it has to draw me in or I'm not going to learn.
There has to be some level of ease to draw you in the beginning at least, so that you get attached to it. Like you're never going to get attached to a game that's just so grindy in the beginning that it's not any fun for newbies, you know? And maybe that's where they went with it, is because they just knew for a fact that they were going to have their audience, and they just really didn't care about bringing in new people. But man, I couldn't do it. I don't know.
Edge says Edge Undead in the chat says his least favorite has to be an old Sims game. I played for a week before I said F this.
Okay, so
I asked
Edge,
him which one. He's not sure which Sims, but
Edge. So I played the very first Sims game, which came out in 2000.
God.
In It was like
I
June
think it's older than
2000.
that, no?
No, because it came out right before I graduated high school. And I looked this up on one of my streams one day, and I think it was like June 2000. And the first version of the game didn't have any parties. It didn't have really a lot of content. So you build this little teeny house with the money that they allot you. And then, like, all of a sudden after you do that, you just live normal life. You go to work, you come home, you eat dinner, you clean the house, and then you go to bed, and then you wake up, and then you do the same thing over and over. And you're like, wait, why do I want to do this? There's nothing fun happening. Like, the most interesting thing that would happen is, like, you would not pay attention for a while, and then, like, your wife would pee your pants. And you're like, ooh, that was fun. Now I have to clean it.
No, the best thing was either modding the game so heavily that you didn't even recognize it, or purposely killing all your Sims.
Okay.
And if you didn't do that, you're also a liar, right? I had a house that I called, like, the graveyard, and I literally, like, would move new families in, kill them all by fire, or removing the ladder for the pool or whatever, and I made a whole cemetery in the backyard.
So
I think that might have been the first Sims.
That's hilarious, because Edge mentioned Sim City, and by you saying that you killed your Sims, it's almost like building this epic city and then unleashing natural disasters and aliens and Godzilla upon your city. You're like, I worked really hard for this. Now let's destroy it. It's
I mean,
it's
there's
the
something
same
fun
thing.
about that, right?
It's true, because, like, I don't know, you grind and grind and grind and grind, and then you're like, well, I can just keep grinding, or I can just destroy everything and start again, I guess. And then
The destroying part's fun, and then if you like the beginning parts, sometimes you do.
right. Well, because there's a certain point to where you have so many of the like top level things, you're like, now what do? I've got everything, so I got to start over. That's, oh man. SimCity holds a special place in my heart, but it's the old Super Nintendo one where, like, residential.
Okay.
So back in the day, residential zones, like, now you put a little residential and it's like, oh, there's a little construction crane and there's all these things happening and, like, little, like, you see the progress. Back in those days, it was like an R square. Super Nintendo, it just had an R square for residential, a C square for commercial, and an I square for industrial. And then all of a sudden, bam, it just morphed into a building, and you're like, oh, there we go. I did it. Woo. Oh, man.
Woo-hoo. That's too funny.
Yeah. Anything Sims. Did you play Sim Ant by chance?
I did not know.
Pointless game, and I can't stand it. It's like, it's having an ant farm where you have to control the ants. Like,
Yeah, and you can't even pet them. Oh, wait. I don't think you pet ants.
How do you pet?
Roll back.
roll the dump button as they have on the radio, right?
Why would you have an ant farm? I guess as like a little kid, it's kind of cool to see how they
dig the
build, right?
trenches and all that craziness. But yeah, it was a game based around having ants.
An ant farm?
Yeah. Weird.
No, thank you.
At
I mean, there's probably worse games that neither of us have played that we haven't even mentioned. I'm sure there's a game I'm not even thinking of that I hated more than everything we talked about just now. And
it's like you hated it so much that you've deleted it from your memory.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Or I only played 5 minutes, so like the space in my brain that it holds is so small that, you know, coming back to it is not easy.
So I'm sure a lot of us know that you really love Destiny, but since we just talked about the worst games, like what's a game that maybe not a lot of people would know, or it's kind of an odd game for it to be in your top games? Doesn't have to be like your top 10 or top 20 or something, but one of the games that you're like, I really like to get that game, but for some reason no one else did. Do you have any of those?
I don't know about like a no one else did. It actually makes probably my top 10, but it's an indie game. It was well backed on Kickstarter, so like, it did well.
Okay.
It's just not AAA. I mean, you may have not heard of it. I have streamed it, so if you've seen my stream, you may have seen it. A Hat in Time.
Oh no, I haven't seen that one.
You would love it, Darth.
Would I?
Because it is basically Mario 64.
Oh.
Well, you go to different worlds, and there's like, X amount of little missions in that world that each have a timepiece to collect instead of a star.
Okay.
And it's a platform, a 3D platformer. You fight henchmen, you fight whatever, and it's got this cutesy vibe to it. You're a girl with an umbrella as a weapon, and one of your enemies is a girl with a mustache. It's super fun. I was a Kickstarter. It is one of my top 10 probably. Like it might even be top 5 if we can include all of Zelda's as one. It's probably in my top 5.
Okay, I never even heard of it, but you have my interest with the fact that you said it's a lot like Mario 64. So I might have to try that out, or at least I'll be
Are
like,
you a Banjo-Kazooie fan?
I don't like Banjo-Kazooie. No, not at all.
Okay.
I don't.
Well, because the same makers made Yooka-Laylee.
I don't know why I don't like them, because it has all the essential parts of a game that I would like, but for some reason,
I mean, it's another Mario 64, kinda.
Yeah, for some reason it just never mixed with me for some reason. I don't really understand that. But I do like Donkey Kong.
Donkey Kong 64. Okay. Did you ever play the multiplayer for that?
No.
Like the PvP?
What? They had.
It had like a GoldenEye, like you could play against your friends and you shoot peanut guns, like they shoot peanuts or whatever, like a coconut gun, and you could actually like face each other. I don't remember much about it, but I remember it being a thing.
I don't remember that whatsoever.
If I made that up, feel free to call me out on it. We do not claim the show is accurate by any means at all, ever.
We don't have a "you're wrong" submission, so just put it in chat. You know how it goes.
But I'm pretty positive. I'm going to have to pull it out of the storage and check it out.
Nice.
It'd be funny to do.
So I have a very
I have to call this out real quick.
Go ahead. Go.
Because before we get too far away from worst game ever, Jono, which this is very surprising to me, says his worst game is Mass Effect. Because I've heard time and time again that is a lot of people's favorite series.
Like that gets people into cosplay. They like it so much. Like
yeah,
the N 3, 4, or the N logo that I see all the time, where it's like it's like the company or something like that. I haven't played Mass Effect, I'll be honest. So
me neither.
I'm not quoting this very well, but that's surprising to hear that someone really hates Mass Effect.
Me too. Yeah, that's why I had to bring it up.
Dang, John.
And Corn says yes, a hat in time.
Okay, so we have another vote for. I'm gonna have to try that out. Is it on Steam or where's it at?
I believe it's on Steam. Yeah, I got a Steam code from them. I think you can get it on like Humble Bundle or some of those too.
Oh well. Did you
just a Steam code? But
did you know right now Humble Bundle's actually running something pretty cool? Well,
they are.
Well quoted. So they're running right now a little promotion, which we did put in the C2 Discord. We'll put it in the description of all the shows that we can, just in case you want it. But if you go to Conquer COVID-19 Bundle from Humble Bundle right now, you can $30 and you get like a ton of really good games. Do you have the list up sitting in front of you? It looks like you pulled it up.
Hollow Knight, The Witness, Undertale, Super Hot. That's without even clicking the link. So I'm sure there was others in there.
Yeah, there's a bunch of really good games, and anything. So it's pay what you want, but anything over $30 gets you the entire package, of course. And all the efforts go straight to COVID-19 stuff. But anyway.
Darksiders 1 and 2, Killing Floor, Sniper Elite 3, Brothers, Broken Age. A lot of indie games, but like well-known, good indie games.
Yeah. What's the game that's free on?
Epic Games has a free game right now called Totally Reliable Delivery Service. I haven't played it yet. It kind of reminds me of what's that game you said you bought with it?
Human Fall Flat.
Human Fall Flat. It's got kind of those graphics. It kind of reminds me of like an Overcooked or the new game coming out.
I'm assuming
moving out.
Yeah, I'm assuming it's so instead of moving out, you're delivering things, and it's kind of a puzzle-y, cooperative kind of a thing, right?
I think it's got like a different camera view than like Moving Out or Overcooked. Like Overcooked, you're always at that same angle. You're like top-down view. You can't move the camera. Where this is like you're behind your character. I think kind of like Human Fall Flat. I could be wrong though.
Okay. I'm gonna have to pick that one up. I did. It's actually sitting right there. I picked up Human Fall Flat and then Totally Reliable. What is this called? Totally Reliable Delivery Service is the free game. So
yeah. I posted the tweet in the chat, and I also posted the Humble Bundle.
Yeah, and we'll put it in the descriptions of all the podcast episodes and the YouTube videos, etc. Yeah. If you're looking for it, of course, depending on when you listen to this, it may or may not be free still. We'll see.
Epic is only until, oh man, I saw it. Now, of course, I don't have it up, but
normally April, about a week, I'd say.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Welcome, Petite.
Welcome. So
Um,
switching gears a little bit here. I don't really
Yeah.
know a good way to transition over to this, but you have it marked in here, and I've seen a lot of tweets about this. There's apparently something big going on with turnips lately.
Oh, turnips.
That,
I mean, we did bring up lots of Nintendo, a little bit of Animal Crossing with Bunny Day. But yeah, turnips. If you've been on Twitter, you may have seen people talk about it. I tweeted about it. I've been in Discord. My Destiny clan's talking about it. Turnips, okay? So turnips in Animal Crossing, for anyone who doesn't know, is basically playing the stock market. On Sunday, all day, pretty much, you can buy... No, only until noon. I take that back. Only until noon, I believe, you can buy turnips in your town. They're between, I think 90 bells and 110, give or take. So, not really a huge big difference there. 20 bells or so.
And bells is your currency for people like
That's
me
your money.
who don't necessarily play. Okay.
Yeah, a bell is $1 or whatever,
Sure.
And then, so you buy a ton of it, and then throughout the week, every single day, your turnips are 2 prices. So in the morning, it's 1 price. In the afternoon, exactly afternoon, it's another price.
Okay.
And everybody has their own prices. So if I have terrible prices all week, I need to find somebody who has good prices so I can sell all the turnips I just spent all my money on.
And so I
bought 2,000 turnips on Sunday. Cost me 180,000 or whatever in-game currency.
Holy cow.
And I spent all day today while working, just posting in Reddit forums.
Well, you were playing the stock market, you were learning.
I was on Reddit posting in groups that people listed, and I ended up selling them for I bought them for 92, I believe. I sold them for 613 a piece.
Ooh.
So I spent 180,000 and I walked away with 1.2 million.
Nice. Well done. Do you know
That's
I hear
right.
about this app called Robinhood where you can buy actual stocks?
I have that app. I have that. I've spent no money.
So
I got the free one, sold it for $5, bought another one for $5, sold it for 20, and I have another one now.
So this sounds a lot like the Escape from Tarkov market, because you can literally just play the Tarkov market. You don't even have to raid. You can just buy things at a low price.
That's more of an auction house, right?
Yeah, it's more like an eBay, I guess I would say. It feels more like an eBay because it's other users selling things, and then of course market prices will go up when things are in high demand, etc. But it's kind of one of those interesting things. But Escape from Tarkov is completely broken in the aspect of bots play the market. So there's bots out there that just buy and sell and have billions and billions of dollars. I wonder if that's ever... I don't think that would ever be a problem with Animal Crossing, though, because it's only on the Switch. It's not a PC game, so
Well, so the prices are made by the computer, right?
Oh, okay, so it's not like supply and demand.
Right, it's the AI store has 2 prices a day, and you sell. Now, the only cheat or problem, I guess you could say, is people do time travel. So it's been going on since the original Animal Crossing. You can change your console's date and time to whatever you want, and it is that date and time in your game because your game
weird
uses your console to figure out what date.
Yeah, because it's not... Wait, it's not server based, even though you can go to someone else's island?
So you connect to the internet to go to a friend's house. If they're not in your house, you can do just connect through Bluetooth or whatever.
But at that point,
but then it connects online to go to your friends. But otherwise, if you want to play on a plane or I don't know, you don't have internet at your house or whatever, you can play.
And then you could just change your console. You're like, oh, I missed the sale by an hour. Just change the console time by an hour, and then you're like, now I have it.
I've heard time traveling rots your turnips because so if you don't sell your turnips by the next Sunday, I missed that part. If you don't sell them by the next Sunday, they all rot.
Oh, so you invested a bunch of money, and you were like, if I don't sell these things...
I have 6 days to sell them until they rot.
No wonder
and I lose all my money.
No wonder it's there's all these tweets about turnips from these people that I didn't even know were playing Animal Crossing. They're like, what are your turnip prices today? I'm like, what is going on my Twitter timeline right now? This is weird. But that makes sense. So it rots, and then you gotta... What are we on right now? Wednesday? There's still plenty of time, but...
Right. But so, I mean, if you, on Saturday, if you haven't found a good price, you have to just bite the bullet and sell them for whatever your store is. And if it's half the price of what you paid,
Then you
you
have
lost half your money.
to
I
try
mean,
again.
as long as you try at all, you should never lose the entire amount because
Right.
you should sell on Saturday.
Nice. That's
It's a weekend.
That's kind of a cool little I mean, I'm thinking of it completely as like a parent, and I'm like, hey kids, learn the turnip market, and then let's apply this to stock market lessons and money management stuff. Like, kind of weird to go there, but I don't know. That's just
Right.
kind of where I go.
Yeah. I guess there's only like 4 or so patterns that it can be, but
Oh.
it's really hard to figure out the pattern like quickly before you should have already kind of sold.
And hopefully by the time the pattern is figured out, they release some kind of update that changes the pattern. And
Well, your pattern each week. So like there's 4 it could be each week.
oh, okay.
And you don't, like Monday when you go to buy, it's the first day. You don't know what pattern you're in yet
Oh, okay. I got what you're saying. Interesting.
because your pattern will change each week. Like you won't always be like one of the patterns is literally it declines every day. So
Ooh, ew.
if you wait till Saturday, that's when you lose like
So
everything
basically,
almost.
you bought it, and then if you don't go to someone else's island, you're screwed because you're in the
Right.
constant decline
no matter
pattern.
what, you can't profit. You can't profit, right?
Ouch. Okay. That's not very
There's
friendly,
random-
Nintendo.
Yeah, I mean, they're like you said, you're playing the stocks. You got to learn a little, you know. You might lose your money.
That's interesting. Very cool.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a cool mechanic because it gives you something to do other than just like build your island up and make it pretty.
It gives something to people to talk about too. Like I said, I mean, I spent every day, me and my clan have been posting our morning and afternoon prices to see if someone's worth going to and trying to find friends that like,
So you're-
you know, we want to sell at.
Your Destiny clan is like, hey, by the way, we're in between games. What's your turnip prices right now?
They play a lot of other games, but that they made a channel. They've only made a few different channels for other games, and that's been one of them. So
Right.
obviously, it's that popular right now.
That's
Pretty cool.
crazy. That's well, I mean, you know,
Everyone's stuck inside.
and you can only play so much Destiny, right there, Noodles?
I haven't played in 2 days.
Are you having
I'm
withdrawals
trying
yet?
Yeah, I'm having withdrawals. You know, I can't sleep. I'm dreaming about it. No. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't played in 2 days. I'm definitely gonna still play. I'm not burnt out or anything. Just kind of been. Yesterday, I kind of just relaxed a little more than gaming as much. And then today, you know, before the show, I kind of played some Animal Crossing, and then we prepared for the show for. I don't want to say prepared, but we chatted with each other for 2 hours, even though we force ourselves to talk again for another hour and a half. So.
Well, it's the funniest thing because I even noticed. I called out the time that we actually got in the VC, and then I was like, you know,
Yeah.
in an hour's time, we had 10 things lined up to talk about, but before that, 0. We had nothing going on the list. We had literally no clue what we were going to be doing today.
We still have like 4 topics. At least 2 of these I don't think we'll hit today.
Oh.
So we are prepared for next week.
Yeah, exactly. I like that though. I did think about maybe we should do a pre-show, but then we're giving away all the topics for the actual show, and that would not work well for us.
Right.
But
Yeah.
you know. Anyway,
Side note to the audience, we don't talk about, we'll bring up topics, but we don't get into the topics until the show. That way everything's a surprise from both sides.
yeah, it's really
We
difficult.
know what we're going to talk about.
It's so
potentially.
difficult because like we talk on a pretty normal basis now, realistically, and
Yeah.
when we mention something in our show prep channel, all of a sudden we're like, wait, no, we can't get into this. We got to be quiet. We got to hold this until the show. I like it.
Yeah, I like it. I've always enjoyed more of like even interviews, like in real life for a job. I do not prepare on purpose. Like I'll do a little bit of research on the company, a little bit of research on the job, but as far as like preparing for what's the one time in your life you've demonstrated leadership, or what, you know, any of those weird questions that honestly shouldn't matter if I'm good at my job or not. That they ask. I don't prepare for any of those. And if I can't answer them off the cuff well enough, I guess I'm not getting the job.
I agree with that. In my world, though, it kind of sucks because we do these stupid thing called coder tests Where
Whiteboard testing?
No, that's just coder tests where they're like, okay, we're going to give you this problem and then you have a day to solve it and send us back the code. And I'm always like, why? Like, this doesn't prove anything. It proves that I can look it up on the internet and find someone else who did it, really. Like,
find a friend to do it for you, maybe?
This isn't problem solving because I'm not actively sitting in front of you. Like, I don't know. It's a very weird thing that we have going on. And there's even been times where someone will ask me to do one of these coding projects, and I'm like, this sounds like a legitimate project. Is this like a problem that you guys can't solve that you're giving me, and then you're just gonna take the work?
They don't hire you, but they use your work.
Right. Like, we'll keep the comments in there, whatever. I don't know. It's so weird. But that's just in, I don't know, my industry, which kind of,
right.
I'm trying to change it because why not? If I hate something, I can't exactly impose it on other people, you know?
Yeah, for sure. Bad transition, but we mentioned Destiny Clan.
Yeah, I was trying to get there, and then we kept going on another portion, and I was like, oh no, I can't get back.
That's how we go, right? Have you ever been part of a guild, clan, group for any game? Or
So yes, I've been a part of, well, I guess the ones that I can legitimately say I've been a part of really two. One of them, we called ourselves a clan, and it was multi-game. It was every single game that we ever had a clan system in, and I think even some of them still exist in like Destiny and things like that. Or not in Destiny, but the other D game, Division. And it was just the like 7 or 8 group of friends that would actually see each other on a normal basis. So we could actually go to each other's house and hang out together. And it was more of a like label for each other just to be like, oh yeah, we're all together this time, and now we look like a clan. And it was kind of funny because we used to be in pub chats all the time, and people were like, you guys are a clan, you suck. And we're like, we're not like a competitive clan, we're just like a group of friends that picked a name.
We're just a group of friends that put a clan name.
Yeah, we picked a name for each other. It wasn't like something that we were super competitive. There were games we were better at and games we were worse at. Once that one kind of, I guess, disbanded, I guess would be the term, or we all just started playing less and less together, and then I started no longer putting that clan tag on there. I wanted to join like a legitimate one because I'm like, oh, it's a really cool little idea to bring everyone together and to have people that you game with, which we don't even need that now with the way Discord works, which is kind of interesting. But
true,
it ended up being like they took it way too serious and like, well, tonight's your night to play, so please be on at 8 p.m. And I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? Like, I don't.
What game was that for?
That was for Destiny, actually. That was my bad experience because I wanted to.
Why did it matter if you were on one night?
Because
like,
it was
them,
raiding
or?
Stuff. So they're like, okay, you're part of the raid, so now you have to be on at this time on this night. If we don't finish, it's got to be this time on this other night. And I was like, this is too much. I can't do it. I can't do it. And they're like, no, but if we're gonna beat this, we gotta get the right people in the right positions. And then it was even when you were there, the people that knew what they were doing in the raids would be like, okay, so you're the guy that handles this, you're the guy that handles that. I'm like, I'm not playing a game. I'm just listening to orders. Like, this is not fun.
That's what raiding is, Darth. Okay, I enjoy it. All right.
I was like,
do your part.
I was like, but
get it done.
But what if I want to do that guy's job? Well, he's really good at it, so. Oh.
I mean, that's a little crummy, right? Like I did a lot of Sherpa runs, as they call them in Destiny 1. It's where I would lead the raid. Potentially the other 5 people didn't even ever know how to do the raid, and I would teach them.
Okay.
I did a lot of those.
Well,
I would usually bring 1 or 2 friends, but
if I joined a Sherpa situation where I'm like, I have no idea how to do this, please teach me. But instead I was like, no, I want to figure this out and have some fun.
Right.
And eventually get through it.
No, even then, we did blind runs. Like, every raid I've ever done, the first time I did it blind.
Right.
After that, I would teach people who wanted to be taught. Or like you said, if I had a group of 5 people who all never did it, I would be like, all right, if you guys want to figure it out, I'll keep quiet.
Yeah.
And when you figure it out, I'll do my part.
That's
I know what
that's kind of what I really wanted it to be, and then it kind of soured the taste a little bit, and I was like, I'm gonna drop out. Sorry guys, this isn't my thing. So I moved on. But are you a member of a clan right now, or a guild or a clan?
Destiny 1. I was the same as you. It was a group of friends. Didn't take ourselves seriously. We were called the Warriors of Sunlight, which is a Dark Souls reference, I guess. I'm not a big Dark Souls guy, but we later switched to LOL Wrecked terrible name, but
Oh, man.
we were PvP players at that point,
that-
so it was kind
That
of
really sounds like a name my son would come up with. I can't lie.
yeah, right. So I mean, that was our D1 clan. Once again, just friends, nothing serious.
Mhm.
The only other clan before Destiny, it was guild, was World of Warcraft, which I didn't take seriously, but I was in a guild that, as you said, raided whatever day of the week, yada yada. I wasn't part of it. They did carry me a few times through a raid just for fun. So that was cool. I never really got to know those guys though.
There's really no difference between clan and guild. It's just depending on the game. It's kind of the
I think
same.
they're the same thing. Yeah, I think it kind of fits the theme of the game.
That makes sense.
Like they had a guild master instead of like a clan leader, I guess. It's just, I mean, I'm sure there's like some small difference in definition potentially, but as far as I know, no.
Yeah, based on video games definition of it, it's probably the same thing. Right.
Yeah. So the only other clan I've been in officially is my Destiny 2 clan, which is a real clan, Tiger Style. Shout out to Tiger Style. And it's, they can fit 100 people in a clan.
Tiger Style? Netflix
Yes.
just came out with that thing, right? The Tiger
King or whatever.
The Tiger King.
They're all watching it. Yeah, my whole clan's basically watching that.
Is it required watching for you guys since you're the Tiger Style?
No, I've never seen it, so
Okay.
I hope not.
Me either.
But yeah, it has something to do with Wu-Tang Clan or something. I don't know.
Wait.
They're gonna ban me just for not knowing this, but it's like it's some music rap thing that I don't understand, but I like the guys in there.
Naming
They're cool.
things is hard. It's really difficult to name things. Like,
as we know.
and someone comes up with something, maybe they don't even tell you the reference, but they're like, oh, this is a suggested name. And someone else, not knowing the reference, goes, oh, that's really cool. Let's go with that. And then later down the road, they're like, oh, yeah, it was a music reference. And you're like, oh, damn it. or you're excited. You could totally be excited, but,
Right.
it's...
I think most of the clan likes that type of music, so they all know what the heck they're talking about.
Oh, okay.
I joined because of a friend and have stayed because they're good dudes and very active, and they.
How do you feel about TTV as a clan tag? Sorry, Cooch, if you're sitting here because he has it on in Call of Duty, and I was giving him shit for
I
it.
can call out a few people who
But how do you feel
either
about that?
TTV or Sub2 or their whole
Remember the
whole URL.
the old Call of Duty emblems that you can customize, and it's like twitch.tv/ and they would literally put it all. Oh, he's in here. There he is. Cooch, sorry,
Cooch
man.
is in chat and says back off. How do I feel about it? I have two answers. Primarily, I don't care for it just because I'm not gonna go to it. I do it's kind of like that weird cliche of like, I don't know. Everybody kind of laughs at it, even though they shouldn't.
It's a funny thing. So when I was with Cooch, I was like, "Wait, you got to take that shit off your clan tag. That's ridiculous."
Yeah.
And then he goes, "No, seriously. It's like, I don't care. Like if I get one person to visit my Twitch just because they saw it, I guess that's worth it, right?" And I went,
Right.
I guess, yeah. I guess that's
the other thing.
That's
so
true.
like even Tim the Tatman, I mean, he's one of the biggest people on Twitch. He says if he was today like streaming, he would potentially do it. I think he said he did back when he was small, like in a different game, did something similar, because it's true. Like if you're good at the game, how do you get people to come? And we all struggle with that, right? So
because you're not allowed to promote yourself anywhere anymore.
Anywhere. Don't even say that you have a Twitch channel. You
Right.
have to just like
hope that
hide under your bed
hope that
and like make content. Hope people watch it.
and hope that people just go, "Oh wait, I bet this guy has a YouTube, or I bet this guy has a Twitch. Let's go check it out."
They just go to URL and they just like, what's a good name, my sister? Oh, Baggy Noodle Arms. Yeah. Oh, wow, that's a guy.
Wow,
and they
there's
start watching.
someone already here, right?
Yeah. I don't think so, but yeah. So it's I do think there's a reason for it, right? I think the problem with it is how many times have you? I've actually clicked people's Twitch channels that did it, right?
Mhm.
And how many times have you gone to it and it's just terrible quality, or they're just one of those people who literally game, like you say hi and they don't even answer because they literally are one of those people who are just playing games to play games and just said I should go live and do it. And there's nothing wrong with that. Sure, if that's what they enjoy.
Right.
But
If that's your content, that's your content. That's fine. Cooch says
I
he might get 9 of 10 trolls, but you get that one cool viewer, and that does make sense. I mean,
Right.
you're gonna have to weed through the troll fields anyways, so you may as well
probably get more trolls. I think though, right?
Stream snipers were my big concern. So like, if they know that you're broadcasting and they know that you're playing against them, especially in like a Call of Duty situation, they're probably gonna pull it up just to stream snipe you in a way. And
Listen, I'm not big enough to get stream sniped, and good luck stream sniping in Destiny. But I think the other side of that's almost worse, right? Like Call of Duty, I know if you kill someone, they have like a second to yell something.
yeah, it's like 1 to
die.
2 seconds or something like that.
So if they see that TTV, they might yell some obscene stuff that I do not want on my channel.
That's true. Yeah, I like to keep
more scary.
So I keep my chat open when I'm playing Warzone on stream, specifically because like I like to hear when I kill someone and they're talking, they're like, oh, they're in the front of the gas station or whatever. They're making call outs. I want to hear that so that I know, oh, his teammate's somewhere around and he knows where we are now. So I like that aspect of it. But what we should do, Cooch, every single time you kill someone, be like, TTV, baby. just totally troll on them instead so you can override their audio. But you're right, because you never know what people are going to say out on those mics, and...
Right. And, I am a mature audience. I don't think I actually clicked that button. But, I'm not afraid to say what I want on my own stream. But
I have it on there. But here's the thing is that
there are certain words.
There are certain things that can be said that don't even come out of your mouth that your channel can be hit with. So if someone doesn't like it, they can, if they really wanted to go after anyone, they could be like, oh, I'm going to report that. And then Twitch doesn't even actually investigate these. They ban first.
A lot of times, yeah.
They ban first, and then you have to appeal, and you have to come back, and you have to do all, like, that whole process, and then, like, Twitch is not really good at the process either. It's like you have to go to Twitter, and you have to, like, have a hashtag to get back on the platform, because, I mean...
Right.
It's a computer that bans, and then it's a couple of guys in a room that unban people, but it takes them forever because there's 3.2 million streamers on the platform, or whatever the number is, Oh,
I saw the number yesterday, and I actually meant to. I think I liked it on Twitter, but it'll take me too long to find during the stream, and it'll be awkward.
I think it's Twitch Tracker or something like that.com. It'll give you kind of up to date. Like, I don't know when they refresh, but there's a pretty generic number there.
What's funny is I actually saw it from Commander Root that I mentioned last stream, the bot that's in everybody's channel.
Oh, nice.
Here we go. In the last 3 months, there have been 6,067,460 users which streamed at least one time.
Whoa.
So 6 million people have streamed at least once in the past 3 months.
Million channels to compete against. Technically.
Now, out of that number, 581,673 are affiliates. So 9.6% are affiliates.
Okay.
So you're already in the top 10% if you're affiliate. Congratulations.
Yes.
Now, 25,442 are partners. So 0.4% are partners.
Wow. Oh, wow.
So if you're feeling you're feeling down on yourself, like, hey, I haven't made partner. Listen, 0.4% of people made it, according to the statistic. At least that have streamed in the past 3 months.
That's insane.
It says total there are 872,000 affiliates, 42,000 partners, 1,600 staff accounts.
Dang.
Currently 1.7 million emotes. So there's some cool stats here.
Does it have any stats on viewers only? I guess that Commander Root wouldn't have that because then it wouldn't know if it's a viewer only, right? I wonder how many.
It would, I think.
I wonder how many.
I don't know if they have it here.
Non-streaming accounts there are out there.
I think you can find that. I don't see it here in his little thread of info there. But if I find that number, I'll bring it up next.
The Cooch 4, but there's only one. The Cooch 4 account.
There is only one The Cooch 4 for everybody listening.
There's only one of every username because they have to be unique, dude. Come on, Cooch.
Yeah.
Well, there's only one TTV, The Cooch 4. I'm just kidding. I'm giving you a hard time, man. I'm giving you a hard
I've never done the TTV or sub 2 or any of that in a game. I've debated it. It's just not my style, and I don't know why. I almost feel like it should be my style, right? Like,
it's a weird
it's something
thing.
I'm proud of.
It's yeah, me too. So there's a weird world that we live in right now where you're not allowed to promote yourself. You're not allowed to want to have a bright future in streaming or content creation. You're supposed to just be doing it for fun. And then if it happens, it happens. You're like, there's this weird, like, in-between world that we're sitting in right now where you're supposed to be just some casual guy that just accidentally makes it. You're not supposed to try to make it. You're not supposed to take it seriously.
Is BS, right?
It's
like,
such BS. Like, it doesn't make any sense.
If you want it to work, you have to be in that mentality that you're going to make it work. You're literally doing it like anything else. You want it to be a career. You're putting in the time, the work, the effort, potentially the money to make your own, startup business, basically,
Well, I mean,
to make it in this world.
At the bare minimum, everyone has to invest some amount of money into Twitch streaming.
The PC, maybe a mic, webcam, potentially.
Even if you go on the very, 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 very minimum, most people at least have to come up with a name, a theme, and put the effort into putting their stream out there. Of course, maybe a little less for like just the casual person that's like, I'm really just doing this to record my gameplay and put it on YouTube or something like that, and they hit the go live button. Those people, they have a different mindset, but it's so weird. Like, why can't you be proud that you're a content creator, Twitch streamer, and I totally understand the self-promotion aspect, because you don't want every single group, every single Discord, every single subreddit, every single place that you ever go to, you don't want that to just become a self-promotion board. You want real conversations.
Well, it takes the meaning out of everything. Like, why would you go to that subreddit with just, 6 million people streaming in the past 3 months?
And that's only on Twitch.
Can you look through 6 million links in a Discord channel and care? Like, no.
That's only on Twitch, too. We're not even considering Facebook
Twitch,
and YouTube streaming and Mixer streaming. Like,
and
all
caffeine and whatever else exists.
Right. Those ones don't count, though. Those are the casuals. Those are the...
What happened to D Live? Was that the other one that you could make like currency? That, like, I felt like was coming around to potentially being something, and then I haven't heard a word from it in months.
I don't even. That doesn't even.
It was
ring a
one
bell.
of those ones if you watched the streamers on the channel, you earned a cryptocurrency.
Okay.
And then you.
Interesting.
And like the streamers earned more for streaming, and like you could gift it to people, and like I don't know, it had this own ecosystem of. It was their cryptocurrency, so like you couldn't just.
Oh, so it was like that.
You could convert it to money.
Okay.
But it was called like D-Bucks or D-Live points or whatever, whatever they wanted to call it. And
D-Bucks? That's a terrible name.
There is a V-Bucks, right? Fortnite.
Seriously.
There's another website doing it too now, though. Almost exactly like D-Live that looks just like Twitch or Mixer. If I remember the name, I will tell you.
That's interesting.
But,
I've never.
I found it because a like semi-org is using it. I only say semi because they're not like a household name or anything yet.
That's interesting.
I don't want to make fun of who they are. I don't know the company well enough, but so I won't even use a name. But
the cooch out there, he goes, I'm just doing this to show off my beard. That's it. He does have an epic one. I will give it to him. So
yeah, if you want to see a good beard, we'll shout him out right now.
Yeah, right. Coochful. The Coochful.
Is this it? No. I thought I could find the website really quick, but now I'm just.
That's okay.
We'll get to it next time, maybe.
I don't know. So there's also this surge of videos on YouTube now. So we're talking about this. You can't promote yourself. You can't be serious about streaming. You can't do all this. And there's actually been a couple of YouTube videos that some of the bigger streamers are making now, and they're talking about the same thing, but what they're doing, they're trying to debunk it by being like, well, why can't we try? Why can't we put all of our effort forth? Why does it have to be all fun? And there's an interesting conversation going on where it's like, well, what if fun to me is reaching my goals, and one of my goals is to become a professional streamer? Like, of course there's that, but I just, content promotion is hard, and like we're gonna have to promote this show a ton. and we're not going to be
Yeah.
allowed to post it
If
anywhere.
we want it to be successful.
And we're going to have to figure out a way to promote our channel or our show, and just without posting it anywhere.
We have the small benefit, it's actually bigger than small, if that this is part of a community that
True.
I do run. So we have a little bit of, ability there to kind of promote it, because this is on that channel and we've talked about that Discord community. We're trying to bring some people into that. So
What is that
we have a
Discord
little
community
bit of-
you speak of?
C2, I like to call it, but it is C2 Creator Crew. C2creatorcrew.org if you want to check it out. All our links are there. And we use C2 Creator Crew on Twitch to broadcast the show live. As we said, it will be on all platforms, but that is where it is live.
I've considered
So-
using C2 as my clan tag. Bringing it back.
we all should. Any game besides Destiny, I will join that clan.
So I kind of wanted to put crew, and then I was like, that's too generic. But I still do like crew quite
And
a
we
bit.
have it in our name, so you could.
Yeah, but C2 makes more sense because that's literally
Right.
one of the.
Is it better than my Halo clan? My Halo clan is me and 2 other people right now. That's it. The Halo converted to PC. It is called the Tall Babies.
Okay. The Tall
I mean,
Babies.
My name is Baggy Noodle Arms. You guys have to see this kind of stuff coming, right? Like,
Yeah, I guess that's true.
when I'm not in our Discord, I take myself a little less seriously. I feel like sometimes I come off too serious in C2, but yeah, Tall Babies, because we're just a bunch of children playing video games.
Hey.
We're just really big kids.
That's hopefully that's my mindset for the rest of my life, but who knows how that'll go. We'll see.
I mean, we're doing good so far, right? I did post in chat. I know it's switch topics really quick.
No, you're fine.
The other website, I found it. It's
Nope.
theta.tv.
So,
Theta
Theta.
TV.
I think that's a Greek letter.
Yeah,
Isn't it?
I think
Is
you're right.
Theta
I
a letter?
believe so. That's the other streaming platform. I'm not promoting it. I know nothing about it. It could be the worst platform on the planet. It could be the best platform.
Theta's
on the
gonna
planet.
make you famous.
Yeah, but I did recently see it because of one streamer I follow on Twitter using it.
Okay. Okay.
I don't. Other than that, I've never heard about it. So,
And
but I believe it has like a cryptocurrency to it as well.
that seems weird. That seems weird. Cryptocurrencies are confusing. I don't love them. The Cooch 4, I just want to hit on this because he said I must have missed it. What do you mean that we can't promote? We're not saying that you can't promote in the C2 Creator Crew. What we're talking about is that it's kind of looked upon as taboo in like the industry, I guess I would say.
Yes.
But it's looked as it's frowned upon, like in Reddit, in a lot of Discords, and on Twitter, on Instagram, like just pretty much anywhere that you would naturally think that you would want to promote your stream. The majority of the world is
the two
like,
of us, or was it the last episode when I said the business card thing? I think it was just in a private DM, like VC, right?
I don't remember that being on stream, but yeah, you
So
equated.
I'll bring it up. Walking up to a stranger and handing them a business card with your Twitch link on it, and then just walking away.
Yep.
Right? That is posting your link in a Discord channel or a Reddit that you are not known in. Nobody in that whole community, if you want to call it, knows who you are. You just walked up to that community,
Yep.
threw your business cards in the air, and walked out of the room. That's basically what you did. And maybe one person picks it up off the ground and checks it out. But most of them don't care who you are because they don't know you. Or if you walked up to somebody at a convention, got to know them, talked about who you were, found out who they were, you found out your similarities and what you have a common interest in, and then you hand them a business card, now you're at like a 50% chance instead of like a 2.
Which still, even 50, you're like, yeah.
Right. It's still not 100. It may be even higher than 50, depending on how well the conversation went.
Mhm.
But I will say my first year at TwitchCon, that was my goal. I would mention Destiny to everybody I could because I knew if they cared about the game, that was very easy to segue into. Like, I know not everything, but I know a lot about that game.
I can
play it.
I can hold
stream
a
it.
long conversation,
Right.
and then
And
build
I
some
met-
rapport, and yeah.
Yeah. I met like 15 people that I felt comfortable handing a business card to and not feeling like I just threw it into the air. and I think none of them came to my channel. I don't remember any of them. And some of them I even went and followed, like, while they were live, like,
Okay.
you know, like, oh, they'd remember who I was, and then, like, maybe they'd return the favor, and, like, we'd become friends or just become each other's viewers or whatever you want to call it. And, you know, the networking game.
Yeah.
I had a different mindset year 2 of TwitchCon, but I kind of was playing the networking game, and I hated it. It didn't work for me.
Networking is like a full-time job.
People doing it better.
So
Yeah.
you wanna be a successful content creator, whether it's Twitch, YouTube, a combination, Instagram, TikTok, whatever it may be, and then you have to do this like secondary full-time job of creating relationships with people so that they'll visit you, and then maybe because obviously you have to pay bills, so you actually have a real job as well.
Right.
Like, how much time?
And I think the hardest part is when you're networking in the streamer world. 9 times out of 10, you're networking with other streamers, probably even more than that.
Yep.
And then once you've networked to so many streamers, you can't support them with your view because you can only watch so many. So now you're hoping that some of them you became friends with or acquaintances with watch you even though you don't watch them.
Yeah.
Which you kind of went into this mindset that you made mutual friends, so you almost expect. I don't want to say expect, that's like a terrible view, but like, you know, you think, oh, we made friends, I'm going to support them, they'll support me, it'll be yada yada. But you can't. You physically, I've met so many great people on Twitch, I physically cannot support everybody
it's impossible.
I want to.
There's not enough hours and enough processing.
Enough money in my bank account, enough time. I just can't do it. So you have to almost pick, I don't know, your favorites or the people who make you laugh or the people who just have your time schedule, you know, the schedule that you can make it to. Or maybe you're a mod in a few and you like prioritize those. I typically, like, if there's a channel I'm a big mod in, I'm there first because I kind of took that role, that responsibility.
So I don't mod any channels, and honestly, if someone was to ask me to, I would probably decline. Only because I know that I wouldn't be giving them the proper amount of attention, because I would always be thinking in terms of my content creation. So, like, I'll be a VIP and I will visit your stream, but even if I'm there every single day supporting, I still kind of don't really want the responsibility of a mod, just because I'm like, I'm never going to treat modding your channel the way that I think you deserve to be moderated. Right. So that's
an interesting look, because your status on Discord is what every single day? It's handshaking, enjoys helping others. So I kind of have that same mentality, and I've always welcomed being a mod. Now, granted, I mean this in the nicest way possible. I still have to be interested in what you're making for content, because if I'm going to be there every day to watch this and watch your chat, I want to be somewhat entertained. Like, I don't want to be bored out of my mind.
Right.
But I mean, I enjoy modding for people. I mean, Luke will tell you I mess with his bot. I ban people. Whatever.
I don't really mind. For the audio listeners, he's standing up promoting Luke Diamond there.
I'm wearing his merch. It's a nice hoodie.
It is a very nice hoodie.
I think he used Streamlabs. They ran a little smaller than I was hoping. I usually like hoodies like just slightly baggy.
Okay. No way, baggy.
This one's almost
you
tight,
want you like baggy and
I want some
arms,
baggy arms, for my noodles.
Right. So the Cooch4 asks a couple of pretty interesting questions, and he says,
he does.
I see what you're saying, but again, out of how many people that see my TTV tag, I only get a small percentage. But is it worth it? So we touched upon the fact that he believes that probably 9 out of 10 of those people that actually do stop by his channel based on that are probably trolls. In your opinion, do you think putting TTV tag is worth it as a clan tag just in case some people stop by, or would you say that no, it's not?
That's a very personal opinion, because if you're some people just hate dealing with trolls. Like, it ruins their whole mood. It ruins their stream for them. Someone like that shouldn't do it, because, I mean, if you just beat somebody, they're coming in to troll you, potentially, unless they're like one of those GG people and mean it. And then if they beat you, they're even more so coming to your stream, because now especially if they're a streamer or something, they want to be like, oh, you're terrible, come watch me instead, or whatever,
right. Like I'm very liberal with the ban button. Like, I have no regrets.
I don't ban often.
I don't even, like, if I gave I've only had to ban 2 people in my entire Twitch life. Oh, grief, knock on wood on that one. But but I warned them first. I was like, you better add something to the conversation or I'm gonna ban you. And then they didn't.
I was there for one
and
of
they
them.
didn't, and I was like, see ya, goodbye. Like, it was just done. It was very simple.
Right.
Like, I'm not gonna spend the energy, and I'm not gonna have the chat change their whole mindset because you're being a jerk, you know? So
Right.
I guess, in my opinion, the Kuchvor, like, I think that no, it's not worth it in my gut. But if you're not afraid of the trolls and you do want to find that one single viewer, then I guess why
Hey, if
not?
it's one viewer a month, right? It's
Yeah.
even if it's that's still one person.
Like,
you still grow.
You still did grow. Yeah, you had to moderate your channel a little bit more closely, or maybe you've got the personality that can convert a troll into a real viewer. I just don't have the patience for that, unfortunately.
If you gift him a sub, it works a lot. I don't know why.
Really?
But
Oh, okay. Interesting.
I've noticed it in other channels that it almost like diffuses the situation.
I have actually,
or makes them leave.
I have actually seen where like someone will get banned and they're like, "Oh, I just got a whisper from them," and then they're like, "Oh, I didn't mean to be a jerk. I'm sorry. You know, I was just joking or whatever."
People like to find that line in the sand, right? They like to test it.
Yeah. And then his second question is so throwing out my tweet to, so someone may see it. Is that worth it? I've stopped.
That I say yes.
I've stopped trying to promote my stream when I'm not going live. So now I do the one single going live tweet, but it's never a template. It's never like going live, twitch.tv/blah, blah, 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 you know, the real Darth Guy. It's always something that's like, hey, I'm going live and I'm going to play these games today. And it would, you know, I also try to put a little bit like of an invitation in there instead of just like going live, please click here. Like, hey, I would really appreciate if you just stop by and say hi, or just something a little bit more.
Yeah.
Hey, you know, if you've liked my tweets or something like that, or if you want to talk about the new video that I made, maybe something like that. Just trying to personalize it a little bit more. And I also, taking your advice, I've also tried to post a lot more on Twitch to kind of make myself a person on Twitch, because I did notice after you said that, I went back into my history and I was like, everything's promo. Literally everything is just promo tweets. And I'm like, I'm not a person. I'm a thing now. Like, I'm just a Twitch brand now. Like,
right.
And
people want to see the person. Like, you're a personality. You're not a... I know you're like a company, but you're not a company. You're a personality.
Well, and then the way that I do my streams, I'm also a just chatting streamer. So, like,
right.
It's not like I just do amazing gameplay. You're coming there to just hang out with me. So you actually do click on that, and then you're like, oh, it's just a just chatting stream. I have nothing. I don't know anything about this guy. That's weird, you know?
I think the Twitter link's a little different and more worth it in my eyes, because the people who are going to see that tweet are people who followed you, most likely, right? So they care already. You're not getting the trolls and such typically. And then the second part of that is, if you have friends on the platform, especially if you're doing something special like a 24-hour stream, anniversary, whatever, people can share it. And now you may have been spread to another set of eyes that do care.
Right.
And Twitter, like, you kind of build your following and your timeline how you want it to be, in a way. Like, you only follow accounts you want to see. You try to network with people you want to network with. So if you've done that in a way that found people, you know, like yourself, like I said, if they share it, their audience that shared it may come watch it, because they're like, oh, Darth shared this tweet about another streamer and I love Darth's content. Yep. I'll check it out. Darth recommended it. Where, like, if I just see a TTV on Call of Duty, first off, I'm in the middle of a game. I'm probably not typing in a URL. And secondly, I still don't know anything about that guy besides maybe he killed me in the game.
Right. Well,
so, I mean, I'm not saying don't do it.
No.
Everybody run their own channel. I know people who have gotten some success from the TTVs and stuff. So, I mean, you know, do your thing. Well, but for me.
So we're talking about Twitter. Are hashtags dead?
We've talked about this on our own. I stay almost completely clear of hashtags unless it's I'll do like a PAX East if I'm at PAX East. Like something
that is already trending, you can get some exposure with, but...
Trending, or like something that an event or a place that people might search.
Yeah.
So
I used to use
where I'm not
hashtags
just
all
like-
the time. Like literally, I
Yeah.
put them within the conversationalism inside the words. So like, I'm going live on Twitch, and then live would
Right.
be there, and Twitch would be there. I'm streaming, and then streaming would be as a hashtag. So I tried to make it more than just like a just plastering and filling in the 100 or 240 characters. But I guess the overall consensus, at least from a lot of the content creators and people that I follow, is that like they're dead. Unless
Yeah.
you're on Instagram,
I mean-
which weird.
We talked about this on our own, and I made the point, like, if it's a hashtag that no one's going to search, what are you doing? Like, and live, who searches the hashtag live?
It's true. Right.
Does anybody? I mean, maybe someone does. Call me out. and,
Now, I know you can follow certain hashtags, so maybe there's a little bit of exposure there for things that are following those hashtags, but like, I think I'm still following hashtags just from like a long time ago when hashtags were the way to find new content. Now it's a little
I think
different.
if it was like an indie game, like if you like loved a cult classic type game or whatever, like a Don't Starve, right? Don't Starve has this big community that's like kind of tight knit. I'm not in it, so I can't speak a ton of it.
Sure.
I like their game. I like their art style more than anything. But things like that have a following but aren't so big that they're Fortnite, Call of Duty, whatever. I think those type of hashtags could be beneficial because those people are close knit. They may
Right. Okay, that makes sense.
they may go looking for that. Or if you're, like I said, Call of Duty, how many people hashtag
Well,
Call of
yeah,
Duty in the past 24
Now
hours?
you're just lost in the sea of Call of Duty
It's just-
tweeters.
right.
Yeah, it's the same thing as being lost in the sea of the live channels on the Twitch feed.
Yeah.
When you go to
And
the
then
category.
in my eyes, when you see a hashtag, the tweets just doesn't look as genuine. It doesn't look as personal. It doesn't look as shareable. If I saw a tweet that spoke to me, but it had like 20 different hashtags in it, I wouldn't retweet it,
Really?
even though the message was something that I would have said myself. There's a good chance I wouldn't retweet it. If there was like one hashtag, maybe two, and they were well used,
Okay.
I'd be more apt to. If there's none and it speaks to me, I will 100% retweet it.
Okay.
And I don't think I'm alone in that.
Here's another thing is that since we are all content creators, we all are trying to support each other. We all, for the most part, we all follow each other on Twitter and all these social platforms
Yeah.
and stuff. And like, you don't have to retweet everything from every single person, but every once in a while, like I even forget about that sometimes where I'm like, I want retweets from other people, but I'm not returning the favor.
Reciprocating?
Yeah. And so like I consciously have to make the effort of, I need to start retweeting more. I need to start liking more. I need to start interacting more, commenting on other people's Twitter, because so you don't have to necessarily retweet. You can just comment on one of my tweets and it pops up in your feed for your people as well. So you can have a conversation. So instead of just a random retweet, your group will also see that you're interacting together and you're talking to each other instead of just being like, well, that's just another retweet. I don't give a crap about that.
So that being said, follow The Real Darth Guy, Baggy Noodle Arms, and C2 Creator Crew on Twitter.
Yep.
And make sure you retweet, comment, like everything.
Everything.
But especially the stuff about the show. We'd appreciate that.
Yeah, we're trying to.
We both feel
Kind
the
of.
show is worth doing and has potential. We should only get better from here. And yeah, hoping to see some success with it.
Yeah, so on that note, let's kind of close it out. We went a little long today. We're approaching the 2-hour mark. So again, we're going to do 2 more episodes before we actually release this to podcast services around the globe, as I hear a lot of people say. But right now, the plan is if we can find a platform that will release it to everywhere, we will do that platform. But right now, like the top 3 on my mind would be like Apple Music. Wow, my brain is not working anymore. Spotify, iHeartRadio. I don't know if iHeart does podcasts, but
I think they do.
But
Yeah.
anywhere we can submit this, we will try to get it out there for you guys to be able to listen to it audio only, and we'll have 5
And
episodes.
definitely YouTube if you want video.
Oh yes, and
Because the VODs will fall off Twitch eventually. So.
we are definitely waiting until we have a collection of 5. And then we're going to release all of it at the same time, and then it'll be weekly from that point forward. But again, If you want to follow us, I'm the Real Darth Guy. This is Baggy Noodle Arms, also known as Chris for me and Justin for him on a more personal basis. But C2 Creator Crew, it's actually creatorcrew.org if you want the easy way. We don't have the C2 in that .org.
Oh,
for
you're
the
right.
website, so
you corrected me like an hour later, but thank
it
you.
is creatorcrew.org if you want the simple way to get to us. But do you have any last words there, Justin?
I don't think so. Just, thanks to everybody who's been supporting the show. Like we said, we are having fun with it, and Darth's been listening to him and likes him himself, so hopefully other people agree, and we'd love any feedback, any tips that anybody has in the chats, or
Speaking of
something you like we're doing, something you hate.
feedback, please.
Anything.
Feedback, please. The game was
Yeah.
fun tonight. We can probably iron that out a little bit more, but I have nothing else.
Yeah, and we'd
Justin.
love to get more people involved in the game. So.
Yes, please. Again, we will be live again next Wednesday, 8 p.m. U.S. East, right here on C2 Creator Crew on twitch.tv. Or I said that weird. Twitch.tv/C2 Creator Crew. Good night.
That's the number 2.
That's the number 2,
Good night.
correct. Good night, guys. Thank you so much for joining us.